So, Jaren, now that you've had a couple of months to reflect back on this season, what would you say is your biggest takeaway? What did it teach you, not only as a player, but as a person?
I think you're always supposed to stay level through a season. There's gonna be ups and downs, but it's important to keep it like this, and that's something that Des would talk about all the time. Um, and he would always mention that, no ebbs and flows, just constant, steady motion. And yeah, like I think that's the main thing I learned because we had everything go on in the season. We had ups, we had downs, we had some regular, we had some crazy stuff. So I'm gonna take all of that into the next season.
How about personally? What did it teach you about yourself?
It taught me, well, X and O wise, I mean, it taught me just to deal with double teams better and understand that I'm gonna attract a lot of attention more than I did in previous years because there's no hiding anymore. You're gonna get prepared for it in a big way, which is an honor. So it's just something I'm kind of learning with more and asking the OGs, asking my dad just how to deal with it, and watching film with my trainers and my coaches, and uh, just being more of a sponge more than ever. Because at first you're just learning more about like what it is to be in the league and stuff like that, but now you're learning like some other stuff, and you need them. You need them for real.
So, you're changing jersey numbers this season. What led to this decision? Was this something that you've been thinking about for a while?
Um, it's interesting. Like I don't really make decisions. I don't like mulling over things. Like I feel like decisions are better flowed or flowing. And I have my best decisions when I'm riding the bike. I ride the bike a lot, and I was riding the bike this season. So this was mid-season, and I was riding the bike, and I had this idea where I just was connected to eight, and I've worn eight before. I'm in the McDonald's game, and my dad has worn it. Um, it gave a new beginnings kind of approach. I really just wanted to my energy source of everything when I first got into the league was more like, you know, proving people wrong and you just got to the league and now it's just about discipline. Now it's about habits and I think that's a much more sustainable energy source. I think discipline is really like gonna be the thing that takes you to that next level. So I'm just really attracted to that and that's a new beginning in itself. And yeah, it's something me and my dad both share. And it all fits. And when I had the idea, it honestly didn't take me long to have the idea and communicate the idea that I'm changing it. And then when I told my actual family, I told them that I had changed it. I didn't tell them that I was thinking about it. I wanted to be all me.
You just touched on it a little bit, but what did the number 13 represent for you, and what does 8 represent for you now?
Well, when I picked 13, people were like, "No, don't pick 13." And then I was like, "Well, because you said no, now I'm going to pick it." And I wanted to kind of make it my own. It's not bad luck if you flip it. So I really just that was my goal. Um, and yeah, eight just means a new beginning, a fresh start, a fresh mindset, which I feel like I've been on for a while, but I feel like this kind of symbolizes, okay, here we go. Like practice what you preach, new beginnings, born again. This is the path we're on. And it makes sense. I'm going to year eight. My dad wore eight. It just kind of fits. This is what it was always meant to be this for real.
We'll talk a little bit more about your dad in a second, but earlier on you mentioned energy source. Can you talk about how this has impacted your motivation?
Um, I mean, I feel like I don't really need any extra motivation, but if you're gonna change your life around, you never want to get caught saying that you'll change it around a second time because that just means you didn't change it the first time. So it kind of puts it on Front Street, like, look, you have to practice what you preach a little bit, and just be committed. And it's nothing to do with on the court. I know I'm gonna work hard. I know, um, but it's just more about doing it every day and not missing any, like, just really being that disciplined. Like, I get you might have to take a day off here and there, and I know like I don't always do the best with taking those. Like, I need to probably do a better job of like actively taking vacations because that's important to actually recover. And um, there's times I might go a little hard, but it's everything is everything. It depends how you look at it, it depends who you are. But just being more committed to yourself and signing that contract with yourself.
You mentioned your dad wore the number 8. What was his reaction when you told him?
Oh yeah, he was probably honestly, he was probably a little thrown off. I mean, he wore a lot of numbers, so he was like, I mean, he was probably like, okay, like why? Like at first, and I understood that because it literally is coming out of nowhere. But I mean, he loves it. He loves it in the grand scheme. It looks nice. I've called everybody and showed them the jersey, so they got to really see it. And they're like, "Oh, okay, I get it now." And I'm like, y'all don't even know." But it was dope to see.
You've talked a lot about how much your dad means to you. What's one thing that you can say that you took from him directly?
The journey is success. It's a phrase that's on his business card, which I think as a kid I always thought was just like so basic. Because I'm like, "What- the journey is success." Ooh, but I was too young to understand it, and now I get it. The journey is success in itself. It's about the process, and then if you just keep making it about the process the whole time, eventually you're gonna get to a point where like you really fall in love with it to the point where it don't feel like a process. So
I love that. You've been intentional about carving out your own path, and you've done that through your foundation, Much Required, which you named after a verse that your grandmother used to say. Can you tell me what that verse means to you now?
I mean, it was such an important thing for me growing up. I just that verse has never changed. It's always reared its head in terms of kind of like I told you so. If you ever wanted to forget about it, because you're always gonna is much required. So I've been given a lot. I've earned a lot. I've been taught a lot. Everybody. I have a circle of people who consistently want me to be great, from coaches to family to a bunch of different people to creatives. I mean, the list goes on. I have a great team, and they know much is required of me. Much is required of them as well, and they do a great job.
So you're entering your 8th season with the Grizzlies. As someone who grew up traveling and moving a lot, what does it mean to you to be able to have this longevity, to be able to call Memphis home?
Yeah, this is a blessing. Not everybody gets this. Definitely not at the same team. The league average of getting out of the league is short. It's probably like 3 some years and maybe even less. So I think just any time I'm be able to get to a point where um I'm nearing double digits and I'm still on the same team. I mean, my teammates got so much trust in me, man. That's crazy. And then my GM, my coaches, everybody who's worked with me. So we've all worked for this point, and now this is a new base. So there's way more to do, but it's a good starting point.
What would you say is the identity of the team this year? And is the mindset or purpose different?
I'm just extremely disciplined. I don't know if there's much else to say except that because um I think we just want it more than ever, and I think you'll hear from us more about that on media day. But that is what we are. We're disciplined now.
Can you
We've always been, we've always been disciplined now, but now that is just kind of the mantra.
can you talk a little bit more about what that looks like?
It's a lot of holding each other accountable. It doesn't really matter. You don't got to come in at 6 a.m. to work out. It's not about proving some crazy point about what time you come work out, but it's about doing something every day. If you have to do something with your mind, your body, on the court, off the court, whatever you got to do to be ready to play at 7, um, you do that, and I trust that we're all gonna have each other's back through it. I think I don't think there's one thing you ever have to work on. I think you work on all things, and then things just mesh. But if we hold each other accountable and we have fun while we're doing this, I mean, we're older now. We're in a new stage of life, especially from the people who have been with me from the start. So, I mean, we see it. We see what's going on. A lot of people are fathers now. A lot of people are married. A lot of people, their lives have changed. They're different, and that's going to translate on the court in the locker room when we need it the most in every way.
When people talk Grizzlies basketball, what do you want to say about this team in this new chapter?
Hmm. We bring it every night. That's what I want to be known for. I don't want to be known for anything else. Um, yeah, we bring it every night.
Awesome. Well, Jaren, thank you so much for your time and best of luck to you in the upcoming season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.